My dear child, I see you, I know your heart, and I understand the worries that fill it. Life has a way of throwing challenges your way, and in those moments, it may feel like everything is crumbling around you. But let me remind you, I am your refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Psalm 46:1. No matter what you are facing right now, I want you to take a deep breath and hear me clearly when I say, everything will be fine. Not because the world always works out the way you expect, but because I am with you and I have plans for you that are good. Jeremiah 29:11. Now, think for a moment. What situation in your life feels too big for you right now? What uncertainty has been hanging over your head like a cloud? Bring that before me and release it into my care. Reflect on how often you faced the unknown, only to look back later and see that my hand was guiding you all along. I've never failed you, and I will not start now. So let this truth settle deep into your heart. Everything will be fine. I know there are times when it feels like you're walking through a storm. The winds howl, the waves crash, and you feel so small in the midst of it all. It's easy in those moments to become consumed by fear, to wonder how you'll make it through. But hear this, my beloved. I am your peace in the storm. Even when the circumstances are chaotic, I am your steady anchor. Do you remember the story of the disciples in the boat when the storm was threatening to overtake them? Mark 4:35-41. They were terrified, just like you may feel now. But when they cried out to me, I calmed the storm with a word. I speak to your storms today, and I declare, peace, be still. Take a moment to reflect. How do you react when life feels like a storm? Do you quickly turn to me, or do you try to control everything yourself? I'm inviting you today to trust me with your fears, your doubts, and your uncertainties. Surrender them to me, and let my peace fill you. The storm will pass, the winds will calm, and you will be just fine. Child of mine, I want you to know that I understand what it feels like to be overwhelmed. There are moments in your life when you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. The responsibilities, the expectations, the burdens, they can feel like too much. But let me remind you of something. You were never meant to carry all of this alone. I am here with you, offering my strength. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Have you taken the time to rest in me lately? Or have you been running on empty, trying to hold everything together on your own? Pause right now and ask yourself that question. I know it can be hard to admit when you need help, but I'm here, waiting for you to surrender your burdens to me. Lay them down at my feet. When you do, you will find that your load is lighter and your heart will be at peace. Everything will be fine because I am here and I am carrying you through this. I see how deeply you care for the people in your life. You love them so much, and that's a beautiful thing. But I also know that at times you feel the weight of their struggles and the fear of what might happen to them. My child, it is not your responsibility to fix everything. I am the one who holds all things in my hands, and that includes the lives of those you love. Trust me with them. Trust me with you. Your worry and your anxious thoughts won't change anything, but my love will bring peace. Think about the times when you've been able to rest in my love and trust that I am in control. Reflect on how that shifted your perspective. Now, I invite you to release your loved ones into my care. I am working in their lives, even when you cannot see it. Everything will be fine because I am a good father and I never forget the ones I love. I know the pain you've experienced. I know the wounds that may still ache deep within you. Life hasn't always been easy, and there have been moments that have left you scarred. But child, I want you to hear this. I am your healer. I came so that you might have life and life to the full. John 10:10. That means I want to heal you, body and soul, from the pain that tries to hold you back. The scars you carry don't define you. What defines you is my love for you. Take a moment to reflect. What parts of your heart still feel broken? Are there areas in your life where you've been afraid to let go of past hurts? It's time to give them to me. I want to heal those wounds, to replace your pain with my peace. Trust me with your heart. I am restoring you, and I will make everything fine again. Sometimes the journey feels long and the weight seems unbearable. You've prayed, you've hoped, and yet the answers you seek seem to be delayed. I know the feeling of waiting, child. There were times when my people waited for years, even generations, for my promises to be fulfilled. But in that waiting, I was working. In that waiting, I was preparing the perfect moment to reveal my glory. Trust that my timing is perfect. What I am doing in your life today is for a greater purpose. I want you to pause and reflect. What have you been waiting on me for? What promises feel unfulfilled? Let this question stir your heart. Can you trust me with the timing of your life? Your impatience won't rush my plans, but your trust in my timing will bring peace to your waiting. Everything will be fine in the end because my promises never fail. Child, you are not forgotten. I see the quiet struggles you face when no one else is around. I see your heart when no one else understands. It's easy to feel invisible in this world, to wonder if anyone notices, but I want you to know this. I notice you. Every tear, every prayer, every whisper of your heart, I hear it. You are precious to me, and I have a plan for your life that no one can take away. Even in your loneliness or moments of doubt, I am with you, and I will never leave you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Think about the times when you felt forgotten or overlooked. How did you react in those moments? Did you turn to me for comfort? Reflect on how I was with you, even when you couldn't see me. I'm still here now. I haven't forgotten you, and I never will. Trust that everything will be fine because you are held in my arms. Let me remind you of something important, my child. Your value is not determined by your circumstances, by your achievements, or by the opinions of others. Your value is found in me. I created you, I know you, and I love you beyond measure. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139:14, and there is nothing you can do to change that. No mistake, no failure, no flaw can diminish the worth I have placed in you. I want you to take a moment to reflect. How have you been measuring your worth? Are you comparing yourself to others or finding your value in things that are temporary? I'm inviting you today to find your identity in me alone. You are enough because I say so. Everything will be fine because I have already given you all you need in me, my dear child. I understand that you may feel weak. There are days when you feel like you don't have the strength to keep going, and that's okay. You don't have to be strong all the time, because I am your strength. When you are weak, then I am strong. 2 Corinthians 12:9. In your moments of vulnerability, you are not alone. I am with you, lifting you up, carrying you through. Reflect on your past moments of weakness. How did you experience my strength? In those times, did I not carry you even when you felt like you couldn't go on? I want you to trust in my power working in you. Everything will be fine, not because you are strong, but because I am. Let my strength be your comfort today. Have you ever wondered if I truly understand what you're going through? Maybe you've asked, God, do you know how hard this is? Do you know how much I'm struggling? I want you to know that I do understand. I've walked the path of suffering too. I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders, the sting of betrayal, the agony of loss. I am not a distant God who cannot relate. I am Emmanuel, God with you, Matthew 1:23. I know your pain, and I'm here to walk through it with you. Think about the ways I have comforted you before. When you felt misunderstood, remember that I understand. When you felt alone, remember that I am near. Reflect on how I have walked beside you in the past. Everything will be fine, because I am with you in every moment of your journey. Child, I know you desire peace. You long for calm in the midst of the noise, for rest in the chaos. I want to remind you that my peace is different from what the world offers. The world gives peace based on circumstances, but my peace surpasses all understanding. Philippians 4:7. It's not dependent on the external, but rather it is rooted in my presence. And in my presence, there is peace. I want you to pause and ask yourself, where do you seek peace when you're feeling anxious or unsettled? Is it in external things, or do you turn to me first? Let my peace wash over you today. Take a deep breath, knowing that everything will be fine, because my peace is with you. You've been through so much already, my child, and I want you to know that I see your resilience. Every time you felt like giving up, I've been right there, lifting you up, giving you the strength to keep going. I am proud of you for not quitting, for continuing to trust me even when it was hard. But I also want to remind you that it's okay to rest. You don't have to keep striving to prove your worth. I love you for who you are, not for what you do. Take a moment to reflect. Have you been pushing yourself too hard? Have you been trying to earn my love or approval? Rest in this truth today. You are already loved. Everything will be fine because you are my child and I am pleased with you. My child, remember that I am the God who makes all things new. I can bring beauty from the ashes. Isaiah 61:3. No matter how broken or lost you feel, I have the power to restore and renew. Your story isn't over yet. I have great plans for your future, and no matter what has happened in the past, I will use it for good. Reflect on the things that have felt like loss in your life. Can you see how I've worked in those areas? Can you see the new growth that has come from those broken places? Everything will be fine because I'm in the business of making all things new. Finally, my precious one, I want you to hold on to this truth. You are never alone. There may be moments when you feel isolated, but I am with you every step of the way. I am the Good Shepherd, and I will guide you, protect you, and lead you to green pastures. Psalm 23. Even in the darkest valleys, I am there walking beside you, holding your hand. Think about those times when you felt most alone. Were you really alone, or was I beside you, carrying you through? Let this truth wash over you. You are not alone, and everything will be fine because I am with you. I want you to leave this devotional knowing one thing above all else. You are loved. You are cared for. You are precious in my sight. Whatever you're facing today, whatever uncertainties are ahead, remember this: everything will be fine. I am your Savior, your healer, your peace and your strength. I will never leave you nor forsake you. You are in my hands, and that is a place of safety and security. Hold on to this truth and let it fill you with hope and peace. Reflect now. How can you apply these truths to your life today? What areas of your heart do you need to surrender to me? Trust me with everything, and watch as I work in ways you can't even imagine. Everything will be fine, my dear one, because you are mine.